Hi traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. Today's market update, we're going to have a look at some of the key news that came out overnight, how things have been running today, and then we're going to have a quick discussion about some of the major news that's coming up, and then we're going to focus on a couple of charts later in the video. So the main news from overnight was consumer sentiment dropped in the US, which led to the US dollar to be sold, and some of the fightbacks we saw on the majors to the USD. Parliament also agreed to an early election after the EU extension, and that's a positive for Brexit at this point. Today we've seen pretty much mainly flat to low movements to the USD. The Aussie dollar has seen a bit of movement after dropping quite aggressively in early trade. Australian CPI came out and met expectations, so there was a pretty solid fight back in the Aussie into the Asian session. Shares have been lower today. We've seen ASX lose 0.85% and the Nikkei lost 0.48%. Chinese shares were lower across the board. So now, moving into tonight, we've got a lot of key news and data coming out. It starts at 11:30 with the ADP non-farm employment and the US GDP figure. At 1 o'clock, we have the Canadian rates decision and rate statement, and then there will also be the press conference after that, and then we have 5 a.m. tomorrow morning Australian Eastern Daylight Time, the US rates decision and the Federal Reserve statement, and the press conference, which will be at 5:30. So market's looking for Canadian rates to stay on hold at 1.75%, and we're looking for US rates to drop to 1.75%. And into tomorrow's session, we also have Chinese manufacturing, and the Bank of Japan will also be having their rates decision and statement. So quite a busy 24 hours coming up. So we're going to have a quick look at a couple of charts at the moment. In front of us now is the US30, and why we want to have a look at that is after last night's pullback after the test lower, we're seeing some small losses so far today, but the main point we've been watching is this resistance level here. We haven't been able to see a break above that in the current uptrend, even though the S&P and the Nasdaq have been hitting new records. So that could be seen as a bit of a warning, and if things don't come out on positive side from the Fed tonight for stocks, we could see the US30 be more aggressively sold down. But if we do see that the Fed are going to continue cutting rates, this could be a boost for the US30, and we could finally see a break above this resistance point. So I think a lot of traders will be waiting to see what comes out of the Fed tonight. We're going to just move on to the USDCAD. The CAD's had a great day yesterday. It was driven higher despite weaker confidence figures. Oil did give it a hand, plus CAD was being sold off quite aggressively, which gave it a good boost. We want to see this level here hold for buyers. We've seen already one trend break, the fast trend break here, and if this support can continue to hold for the next retracement, or if things do come out on a positive note between the two central banks tonight for the USD to the CAD, we could see an extension higher, moving up, possibly up towards the one into the middle of the two moving averages here. If things don't work out and we see some aggressive US dollar selling tonight, the first test and break would be around that 30.55 point. So we're just going to quickly move on to gold. Gold's been quite interesting in the last 3 sessions. So after what looked like was a breakout, resistance did come in and cut buyers back from the 15.12.45 point, and that really did stop that rally in its tracks. And after we did see that, we did see some solid selling in the previous day's session, and then a bit of selling overnight. So we've sort of stopped again after testing this low. So we do see price back in this wedge that we were been watching build for a previous time, and what we'd like to see is a bit of direction to come into gold. I think a lot of traders will be waiting for tonight's Federal Reserve to get some direction. If we do see some negative influences hit gold, the market already looks quite weak, and we could see a breakdown possibly to retest these levels or further. And if there's positive news come out and which gives gold a jump, we'd like to see it not only test this point again, but then hold around this level and possibly finally break above this level with a close and signify that buyers, are looking to continue this main trend over here. And then this is just really a consolidation pattern that we've been kind of thinking it is for the last period of time. So it's going to be an interesting night tonight. As with all key major news, it can produce very volatile moves. So if you're trading through it, please manage your risk. And until tomorrow's video, we hope you have a very good trading session tonight, and bye for now.